Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash and I welcome all of you to another interesting episode of Corporate Face to Face series. Friends, in this corporate series, we introduce to you emerging companies, from the corporate world, and where we find their businesses to be very attractive. We talk to them. We talk to them about their business models, their growth journey, and obviously, also make an effort to introduce you the company promoters so that we can understand their company's operations better. And today, friends, we've got a very interesting company by the name of Ratnaveer Precision Engineering Limited. And we have the privilege of having the promoter, chairperson, and managing director, Mr. Vijay Ramanlal Sangvi. Vijay ji, welcome to the show. Or we also have Mr.
Thank
Manoj
you.
Dawati, who's the strategic advisor to the company. Manoj ji, आपका भी स्वागत है. So thank you very much, Vijay ji and Manoj ji, for coming for the show. We are confident that we'll have a very productive session which will help us understand your company's operations much better.
Yes. Thank you, Avinash ji.
Yeah.
Namaskar, pranam.
Namaskar.
Yeah. So myself, should I start something or you want?
आप आपके बिजनेस के बारे में थोड़ी सी जानकारी हमको दे दीजिए. बिजनेस मॉडल क्या है? हम करंटली मार्केट में रत्नवीर प्रिसिजन इंजीनियरिंग का पोजीशनिंग क्या है, और आपके बिजनेस जर्नी के बारे में विजय जी अगर थोड़ा सा आप बताएं, आपने ये बिजनेस कैसे शुरू किया, इसके बारे में अगर थोड़ा सा कलर आप बताएं.
बिल्कुल सर. Thank you, Avinash ji, to give me opportunity. Ratnaveer Precision Engineering Limited is founded in 2002, and it could be a family business. So I can be start with the background of our side. That is it's in the Ratnamani Metals and Tubes Limited, which is a first and founder company of our group. And then after the family participations, we could be started a Rajratna Metal Industries Limited. And then after the participation into the again family, then it could be the Ratnaveer into the place. So there would be a 46 years journey for the stainless steel business to us, and Ratnaveer would be co-founded in 2002. So the Ratnaveer would be mainly core focus manufacturing activities in stainless steel washers. Stainless steel washer is a product of fasteners, where the nut, bolt, and the washers are the family of the fasteners. And we could be serving around 31 countries globally, UK, USA, and all the European countries worldwide. We have 4 different locations over there. There is a 2 plant would be in Manjusar GIDC, one would be in Wagudia GIDC, Baroda, and one would be in Ahmedabad, Vatua. Okay. Now, if I can come to that, total 600, 700 people are working in a total company. And we have all certifications for the process, quality management systems, SOPs, standardized organizations that could be into the place. All the R&D, development, design, product design would be done by us. We are getting the constant and constantly last 15 years consecutively highest export trophies from all India exports for the stainless steel washers and the fasteners category in last 15 years. There is a total backward and forward integration process of the company would be in place. So backward integration process, we started our melting division. We started our whatever the scrap is consumed, produced, that can be consumed by ourselves, making the raw material, making the coils, patas, coils, and making the blanking, punching, deburring process, quality systems, and then blanking, and it could be go out for the deliveries. Okay. So this could be washers. Washers we have been producing 2,500 type of the washers till now, and in progressing time we could be one of the largest producers in washers in this country for in terms of the volume, in terms of the quantity itself. Okay. So these are the immediate brief profile I can give about the Ratnaveer, what is doing for in stainless steel washers. Okay. So parallelly in the forward integration process, Ratnaveer would be engaged into the manufacturing activity of finishing line, where the number 4 finish, satin finish, and the different kind of the mirror finish machines are there, and it could be serving to the domestic industry, domestic through the distributor to all the industries. Okay. Equally, that there would be sheet metal components which are being engaged into the manufacturing activities of the Ratnaveer would be from 2010 to till now. And tubes and pipe would be just 2.5 years ago, we have started the tubes and pipe division itself. And it could be a serving to the export and domestic industries both. The mainly the washers application would be applied into the small automations like small automobiles like the car, large automobiles means the high speed trains, bullet trains. After that, there is a marine industry like the ship breaking and everything. And after that would be ship manufacturing, and after that it would be into the aerospace, defense, and the all the sector like the oil and gas, refineries, pharmaceuticals, chemical, architectural, building and construction. Everywhere it can be applied.
Okay. विजय जी, just wanted to ask you, current year जो हमारा revenue है, I think for March 23 we have done a revenue of 479 crores. So if you could give us a broad breakup कि कितना कौन से sector से आए, if you could give us a small revenue breakup कि कौन से sector से कौन सा percentage आया, अगर that would be helpful for our viewers.
Okay, that's perfect, all right. That the washer business is generating the 110 crores of the revenue of the last year. 290 crores of the revenue would be generated from the finishing line, and the 60 crores of the revenue would be generated from the sheet metal components, and the remaining the part would be from the tubes and pipes, and the slightly would be the scrap sales. These are the just break.
So विजय जी,
Yes,
I was
please.
wanting to ask you कि आपने हमको प्रोडक्ट के बारे में, प्रोडक्ट मिक्स के बारे में बताया. You told us what is the product mix for the company. If you could tell us which is the major industry where we get business from. यानी अलग-अलग industries को हम cater करते हैं, but which is the major industry segments which contributes to our revenue? If you could share that for our viewers.
Yeah. So majorly for the washers are the automobiles would be the major industry where we get the revenue, and pharmaceutical, architectural, and the engineering industry would be there.
Okay.
Number two, for the tubes and pipes, there would be a sugar industry. That would be industrial tubes would be going into the sugar industry. It would be going to the pharmaceuticals, dairies, and equally there would be industry like sheet metal components would be the solar energy roofing hooks are the main concern industries where we are been serving the products. And for the finishing line, there would be the consumable sectors like there is a home appliances, there would be elevator industries, there would be a weighing scale industries, and the consumer industries itself. So there are the 4 different divisions where we are been serving catering different 4 parts.
Okay. Now Vijay ji, tell me one thing, our business is this order book driven? हमारा धंधा order book driven होता है, और दूसरी बात, I wanted to know कि हमारा जो total active customer base है वो मोटा मोटी कितना होगा?
Okay. In the washers, we are serving the 31 countries globally. This is what I can repeat. And there would be around 90 customers over there worldwide, which could be a Fortune 500 companies have been a part of it. And the large distributors and who having business volume is more than 10,000 crore plus, that kind of the customers are in our range, which are the very premium and the potential customers are there. In domestic industries, we having around 300 to 400 distributors over there to whom we can be selling the products and distribution our networking.
Okay. And Vijay ji, now you mentioned a lot about exports. I mean, roughly what is the kind of export percentage for total revenue? Like how much percentage हमारा export से आता है? अगर वो हमको आप बताएं.
There would be a total around the 21% last year would be from the exports. Okay. 80%, 79% would be from the domestic. Okay. And equally there would be increasing volume for the coming years. And in next 3 years, we have a plan according to this that would be 50% or 55% would be export, and the remaining 45 to 50% would be from the domestic.
Okay. Now, Vijay ji, tell me one thing. You have almost 2,500 SKUs. You said, there are such a large SKU basket. Now, when you price the product to the customer, जब आप customer को price करते हो, तब pricing कैसे होता है? Is it fixed pricing या depending upon the product जो आप supply करते हो, or it is based on the product? तो इसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए कि raw material का खर्चा अगर मान लीजिए order मिलने के बाद बढ़ जाता है, if it increases, then how are you placed? Have you got the flexibility to raise the price, or you continue with fixed price contracts? So if you can tell us something on this.
Okay, that would be great. We could be take the order for the washers in export for the 3 to 4 months. Almost order book are been there. So that order is a fixed price order, and we can be cover up our raw material back to back for this from the imports as well as the domestic. So the raw material fluctuations will not be there into the price is concerned. Number 2, that would be a costing part. that can be a raw material plus a backward integration process. So we can be make melt it and we can be make it the coil. That could be a standard procedure of the costing would be there. So it could be a efficiently fixed cost would be there. And the conversion cost will be depending upon the sizes, diameters, and the scrap percentages going on. So depending on the smaller size, it can be a higher price, and it could be a larger size, could be a lower price than this, but it could be selling into the numbers. So we can be selling the washers into the numbers. It could not be into the per kg. So the value addition, the production would be into the numbers. So these are the costing at the fixed cost.
Understood. I think Vijay ji, now tell me one thing that in terms of the competitive landscape, like हमारे धंधे में हर धंधे में competition तो होता है. In our business, who could be your comparable listed peers, both from the listed category, from the unlisted category? So if you want to compare, let's say Ratnaveer, with other companies, तो कौन सा company होगा जो like हम उसको compare करें?
Okay. As far as we have been discussing that we have a vertical of the 4 business line. So there would be a peer for the washers. There would not be a listed listed entity would be there. But if the listed entity would be covered up for the fastener category, then the Sundaram fasteners would be the one of the peer for us. Okay. And number 2, if could be into the tubes and pipes, there would be Ratnamani metals or the Venus pipes are being come to the our line of the listed entities. Equally the APL Apollo, but APL Apollo would be into the carbon steel and we are into the stainless steel. So Venus pipe and the Ratnam would be a right peers for us. And for the sheet metal components and sheet metal components and the finishing line, there would be a finishing line. There is no any
Comparable
peers as a comparable for the listing part. But for the sheet metal component, there is a lot many auto components companies are there, which can be a peer for us.
Okay, fine, understood. I think Vijay ji बहुत अच्छी तरह से बताया आपने. Now Vijay ji, tell me one thing that in terms of product differentiation, like I've been seeing your company's financials, बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से performance FY23 के लिए आया है. तो ऐसा क्या हम लोग कर रहे हैं? What are we doing so differently that sets us apart from the other competitors? So if you could tell us qualitatively, how are we better compared to the competitors? If you could share some thoughts on this.
Okay, that I would be love to share to you. That's for the washers, the company having a uniqueness that entire the backward integration process would be into the place. So we don't have the any dependability onto the raw material. So if the dependability of the raw material would not be there, that could be a very easy to make the tailor-made sizes to serve to the right time deliveries, right time quality products, and the controlled part into the our supplier side. Number 2, all the designs, tools, developments, and the dies would be in-house. So we are making ourselves all the design and tools. So we cannot be depending on to the outsider who will make the design for us. So we are being capable enough to understand the engineering, to understand the precision parts and criticality of the product, which can be part of it. We have a latest modern equipped technology, which can be a differ to the competitiveness to us in part of the blanking is there. Initially, we have a capacity of the 60 stroke per minute, and now we have been operating with the 120 stroke per minute with the multiple cavities of the part, which can be a high-speed production, can be given us very much competitive into the production manufacturing facilities. So all these are the products which can be a one house. So we are being a potential buyer or the preferential buyer, preferential supplier for the buyer because of there is a one roof, all the solution can be here together. So we can be a differentiate into the part of the quality, in part of the raw material dependability, in part of the tool room, so design and development and R&D, and in part of the blanking process and the latest equipment, which can be help us be a competitive.
Okay, understood. I think Vijay ji, tell me one thing: how important is R&D in our business, and basically how many new products does the company normally launch every year? इसके बारे में बताइए.
So every year we have been launching the 80 to 90 products in our product range. And equally, that could be a 22 years of the story of the Ratnaveer. We can be adding up into the 2,500 type of the product and in the variety range of the product in finishing lines, sheet metal components, as well as in the tubes and pipes. So equally, there is a washer having 8 to 9,000 type of the washers can be a one entire family. So in next 2 years, we have a plan to establish a circlip belly, which are the very, very much precision engineering, very, very crucial and the critical component of the engineering parts over there in automobiles, in aerospace, in a railways, in a bullet trains. So we already been have completed our trial orders. We have been already completed the entire process. Design die tools are ready, and we are been immediately starting up our new capex, which can be ending up this financial year, and we can be ready to serve for these products, and it could be exported from India in stainless steel circlips, and this could be first time by Ratnaveer, and all the processes have been approved. We have Mercedes like a client in Stuttgart, Germany, to whom we are serving 15 years consecutively and through the distribution network. So we have a large potential customer base, which we have been serving this kind of the products. And we could be happy to be launched the new product, which can be first time export from India. And all the processes and the procedures and the SOPs are ready. Just we have to be put the facilities and start the productions.
Very good. I think Vijay ji बहुत अच्छा लगा. I think very nicely positioned business by you. Now Vijay ji, tell me, coming to the financials, FY23 has been a very rock solid year. 479 crores revenue compared to 426 crores. Profit after tax करीबन 25 करोड़ आया है. तो पहले तो बताइए सर, ये परफॉर्मेंस इतना इम्प्रूवमेंट इस साल में क्या हो गया कि इतना अच्छा इम्प्रूवमेंट आपने देखा है? व्हाट वर द की रीजंस फॉर दिस इम्प्रूवमेंट?
So if you can see the growth of the company from last 4 years, which is 180 crores to 480 crores of the top line. And if you can see the 2% to the 5.2% is a PAT margin. And also you can see the 4% to the 9.8% is the EBITDA margin, which are improving. The company has been established the facility of the forward integration process, additional value addition, value engineering, and the value added products in line of the company's establishment. As soon as in the last 4 years, you can see that we have been adding up the circlip, and the testimonial order of this high value addition item would be a belly washers, circlips, and all the spring allied products, which can be adding up into the company, which can given the higher revenue to the company and the high value margins to the company. Equally, the tubes and pipe will be adding up into the 2.5 years ago, which can give the additional revenue as well as to the PAT profit margin to the company, because the tubes and pipes are being critical components and the very critical applications over there, which can give the value addition to the company. And the equally the simultaneously the washers, where the company has put down the modern facilities over there, reducing the workforce, reducing the cost of the production, and the increasing their value additions into by the way of the using the new and the latest technology, which can be improvise our efficiency, which can be improvise our bottom lines, and which can be improvise our EBITDA margin too.
वेरी गुड. आई थिंक विजय जी ये बताना चाहता था कि रॉ मटेरियल फ्रंट के ऊपर, ऑन द रॉ मटेरियल साइड, what kind of trend you see? Like, do you expect that these EBITDA margins will actually have the potential to improve over the next say 1 to 2 years? 1-2 साल के बाद और भी EBITDA margin के लिए इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए जगह है. और रॉ मटेरियल के फ्रंट पे हम लोग कैसे पोजिशन है? रॉ मटेरियल में अवेलेबिलिटी प्रॉपर है, सफिशिएंट है, या उसमें कोई वॉलेटिलिटी आप देख रहे हो?
Yes. For the coming 3 to 5 years, I can tell you that we have a plan to be a 2x of the top line from here. So
Okay.
this could be our top line part. For the
क्या विजय जी?
EBITDA margin, the PAT line, okay, that bottom line would be additionally improved in a similar line of this. So what would be the plan of it? That we can be adding up the new capex for this year, which could be around of the 46 crores roughly, which can be adding up the new value addition into the line and expansion of the lines. Also, we have a plan for the next year, the one more capex over there in that year, which brings the revenue to the 480 crores to the 1,000 crores of the company. Number two, that after that we have a plan to install our captive consumption for the power for the solar. Also, company can be a green power company fully. So this also in a splitted into the 2 years, this year as well as into the next year. So which our power can be reduced with the 2%.
Okay.
And our finance cost to raise the fund, overall the finance cost is expected to reduce by 1.5% roughly. And equally the value addition of the product, new establishment into the capex line, new product line, and the value addition into the efficient margin, which can be jumped to the 5.2% is a currently PAT profit, which can be jumped to the nearly about that 9.5% to 10% of the PAT in coming 3 years.
Okay, fine. Vijayji, now if you could tell us something about your forthcoming public issue as well as offer for sale, although the data is there in the prospectus, but if you could share some data points, what is the objective of this issue, how much money are you raising, and when is this issue going to open? So इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा if you could tell our viewers, please.
Sure. So for the public initial offer, we are being open up for the anchor investor on the 1st of September 2023. For the public IPO would be open from the 4th of September to 6th of September 2023. And the object of the IPO would be to be raised the working capital fund, JCP, and the sum of the fund would be for the capex itself. So importantly would be this, that we have been doing the capex this year. So working capital would be used for this capex. And number two, for the OFS, we could be a part of some negligible part would be the 5% or something would be or 6% would be the OFS, which can be used for the internal accruals for the companies or internal expansion for the companies as a promoter contribution. And we could be progressing and the growth for the company and growth for the diversion of the business into the company.
Avinash, I would just like to add that the fund deployment which Vijay Bhai has just disclosed, I'd just like to add that the working capital requirement of the company, which is like the incremental working capital requirement, and the capex which we are doing, every capex has to have some sort of a working capital. So we are not going to approach any financial institution. That requirement, we will be completing it from our IPO proceeds. For the capex, we will be having support from the financial institution.
Okay.
Thank
you. Okay, understood. Vijayji, now one question I wanted to ask you, if you could tell us, what is the normal working capital cycle in our business? Since we have got export customers also, we have got domestic customers also. तो हमारा working capital cycle, inventory और debtors अगर हम पकड़ ले, तो मोटा मोटी working capital cycle कितना लंबा होता है?
Okay, so as I brief you that we could be started up with the scrap. So it could be a backward integration process. So process would be the very high time is taking because of to import the scrap, to use the melting, rolling and going on. So entire process and the receivable for the exports, it would be come down to the 200 to 240 days time for the entire cycle can be going on.
Okay, fine. And any initiative, Vijay ji, where we can reduce the working capital cycle? हम लोग कोशिश कर सकते हैं कि working capital cycle थोड़ा सा कम करें. Any
Sir, इसमें अगर working capital के cycle is a nature of this industry. So whatever you can see into the similar kind of the industry, that could be the same part of the business. We have a lot many other processes which we have been adding up as a backward integration process. That way this process can be adding up. But looking to the financial cost to reduce, but there would be a lot many efficiencies would be involved. Dependency of the raw material will be go out, and the backward integration process will be helping us to the fixed cost of the raw material can be done, and the lot many engineering can be a part of it. So to reducing the working capital cycle, which could not be economically viable, but there would be an efficiency which we can be do it into the value addition of the products. So this automatically the PAT margin can improve.
Okay, understood, Vijay. Now, Vijay, tell me one thing that just a follow-up question on your IPO. Now, you have raised the company up to this level. You have ensured that it has got a large domestic and a export customer base. Now, what could be your message for the forthcoming public shareholders? उनको आप क्या message देना चाहते हो? Long-term wealth creation के point of view से anything which you would like to share with them? Since they are going to invest in your company.
Sure. I can just tell you that since inception of the company and looking to the back history of the company, okay, that the 46 years of the family business in a company, we know how to handle the stainless steel very well and the products very well. So I express my interest to the investor that looking to the long term of the business of the company, looking to the back history of the company with the growing with the last 4 years, 17% CAGR, and in next 5 years, we have a plan of the 18 to 20% CAGR to be growing. So you can be invested for the long term and get the maximum return out of it. It could be 20 years of our life would be involving into the company, and we want to be a next level, and the next journey of the height would be extraordinary. So I express my interest that you can be invest in a company and make your wealth creation by the way of the equity shareholders to us.
Anyway, I think Vijay ji, last question to you now is that in every business there is some risk, attached. हर धंधे में कोई ना कोई risk होता है. तो हमारे धंधे में अगर you have been managing this company for the last 22 years, what is the most major risk which you think is the most important risk for our business, and how have you managed to mitigate this? इसके बारे में सर बताइए.
Yes, Avinash, it's an fantastic questions. Every business having some risk. No business is working with any kind of the risk, but I can tell you that there is a replacement of the business is not been possible in our kind of the business, because it passes the 20 years of the track record to develop the customers, to confidence the customer, and to serving the customers. So replacement to the competitors will not be a part of it. Number two, there is a mitigate of the replacement of the stainless steel or the metals would not be possible with the any other alloy. So this risk I cannot be see for the in a part of the Ratnaveer products itself. But yes, there is if any unfortunate event can arise, if unfortunately government policies would be in not favor of the part, that could be a risk. In spite of this, there is a no competitive risk, no product replacement risk, and there is a no any order book positions risk, because the 20 years is been passed, and we have expanded our business model into the all the variety of the business models, backward, forward, and all the verticals should be in under the one roof. So I look that only the unfortunate event can be a high risk for the company. Other than this, I would be look uh, very optimistic and the very enthusiastic way of the journey.
Anyway, I think Vijay ji, thank you very much for sparing your valuable time, and please accept our best wishes for the company and best wishes for your forthcoming IPO also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Avinash ji. Thank you so much, and thanks for your visit. Thank you.